What's going on, everybody? My name is Harrison Graham. This is Chicago Bears Now. My son is sick today, so not in the office. But the Bears did just get some news and wanted to break that down for you guys. Asante Samuel Jr. is going to take a free agent visit with the Bears among several other teams, so that's exciting. We'll talk about that. Plus, crowded injury report. So we're going to get into both of those topics here on today's video. But if you want to support the program, whether we're in the office, whether we're at home, we're bringing you content here on a daily basis. This is Chicago Bears Now. Latest Bears news, rumors. We had the trade deadline scheduled. Shout out to everybody who joined the live stream, myself and Cullen. Really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun, even though the Bears only ended up making one minor move for Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, who, by the way, we're not going to talk about today, but has arrived in Chicago, and the plan is for him to play on Sunday. So that is good news. But we are on the chase for 138,000 subscribers. If you want to help us out, hit that subscribe button. We will continue to grind away on content. Okay. Asante Samuel Jr. is set to visit the Bears. You know, throughout the day, there's been kind of a couple teams mentioned to bring him in. Carolina was reported. That's actually who he's visiting today. Then Green Bay was reported. He's visiting them tomorrow. Then it was Minnesota. That's on Friday. Well, Jeremy Fowler just tweeted out his initial visit list, and it's 6 teams. Those 3 teams, Panthers today, Packers on Thursday, Vikings on Friday, and then the 49ers on Monday, the Bears on Tuesday, and then the Steelers next Wednesday. So he's taking his time. Now, you might say, well, why wouldn't the Bears have him visit this week and try to play on Sunday? It's pretty unrealistic that even if you signed him this week that he would play on Sunday. 1, he has not played in a football game in over a year. 2, these teams are going to all have to run their own medical checks on Asante Samuel Jr. To see for themselves if they feel comfortable signing him and playing him. He had a spinal fusion surgery, which is a really big deal. Yes, he's been medically cleared by his doctors, but team physicians might feel differently. Also, what is his football conditioning realistically? I mean, even if he signed next week, I would say the earliest he could play would be the week after next is probably a realistic timeline. So it's week 10 this week. You play the Giants. He's obviously not visiting until next week. Then you play the Vikings. Maybe that week 12 game against the Packers, he could be ready to go. So that's probably how the Bears are looking at this. And look, if he has a great visit with one of these teams in the next few days, he might just sign. But the good news is that the Bears are kicking the tires here, and they're getting him into the building again unless he signs before then. But it seems like he's taking a patient and cautious approach here and wants to find the right fit. And I would say if the Bears show him interest, that would be a pretty good option for him, especially if the Bears win on Sunday. Because what could Chicago offer Asante Samuel Jr.? Well, a couple things. 1, let's say the Bears win Sunday. Well, it's a 6-3 team. He could come join a team that has a chance to push for a playoff spot. Check. 2, a chance to play. He's not going to play in all likelihood over Tyreek Stevenson, but if Nahshon Wright continues to be up and down, they probably wouldn't promise Asante Samuel a starting job, but a chance to, hey, come in here, compete. If Wright struggles, you'll get some snaps. He's got some little nickel flex as well. He could play on the inside, in certain situations, depending on what's going on with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Obviously, don't know when Kyler Gordon's coming back, but I would think those two things would be relatively appealing for Samuel. The chance to help contribute for a winning team and a path to getting on the field, which I think would be there if he signed with the Chicago Bears. So we'll see what happens. I'm glad, like I said, that the Bears are bringing him in. It's a talented player, man. He had 37 pass breakups in his 3+ years with the Chargers, 3 full seasons, then only played 4 years before the injury. Only played 4 games, before the injury last season, which obviously ended his year and has been a long road back for him. Obviously, he wants to get back on the field despite the neck injury. That shows the competitor he is, and if he's cleared and if the Bears team doctors are comfortable and if he has a good workout, I would sign him. Like I would bring him on board. The Bears need all the help they can get on their defense, both in the secondary and in their front 4. They bring in Joe Tryon-Shoyinka yesterday. You had C.J. Gardner-Johnson. If you could bring in Asante Samuel, I think that would be a big boost to this Bears defense. So we'll see if it ultimately ends up happening. I want to hear from you guys. Do you want the Bears to sign Asante Samuel? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, we will get to the Bears injury report coming up here in just a minute or so, but today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with PrizePicks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of getting right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on PrizePicks by getting $50 instantly in lineups once you play your first $5. I've had my best season ever on PrizePicks. I'm up over $500 on the year, and it's because, honestly, Bears players have been helping me out. It's fun picking players you're rooting for and winning money because of it. I've got a 2-player lineup lined up this weekend already. I took more on both the quarterbacks' passing yards. Caleb Williams, 227.5. Jackson Dart, 199.5. Caleb's cleared that number the last few weeks. The Giants' defense hasn't been great. They have a talented front four, but if protection holds up, the Giants' secondary has been pretty spotty. And let's face it, the Bears just gave up 470 to Joe Flacco, so I'll take more on Jackson Dart, 199.5 as well. PrizePicks has a lot of cool features, including the fact that they offer injury reboots. Bears have had a lot of injuries this year. If you have a player in your lineup that gets injured in the first half, they're not going to count that against you. They'll reboot that player, and let's say you have a 4-player lineup, it'll turn into a 3-player lineup and still give you an opportunity to win that lineup. Really, really cool thing that PrizePicks does for you guys. So download the PrizePicks app today. Use our code CLNS to get $50 in lineups once you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups once you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, let's talk about the injury report. Crowded. It just continues to be crowded. We'll start with the DNPs. Josh Blackwell, concussion. I'll be honest, I missed that during the game. Maybe they didn't find out until later. He did not practice. Kevin Byard did not practice, listed with a back and an ankle injury. Not great. TJ Edwards did not practice. He left late last game, didn't realize it in real time, but Noah Sewell was in on that final drive when the Browns took the lead, or technically second to last drive. So hamstring makes me nervous. Now, they listed hand first, so maybe that the hamstring isn't a major concern there. So we'll see about that, but that was what he was dealing earlier in the season, so that's a concern. They gave Grady Jarrett a rest day here. I think as the season goes along, we've seen Joe Thuney get the Thursday rest days. Maybe Grady starts working those in as well. These aging vets, the hits add up for these 30-plus-year-old guys. DJ Moore, DNP, hip, groin. He's been battling that for weeks. Rome Odunze, ankle, heel. I think it's affecting his route running. He doesn't seem as sharp coming out of his breaks, especially at the top of the route. So I think there's something going on there. Now, credit to him for playing through it. He blocked his ass off on Sunday. So we'll see how the week goes for him. But I think it's clear he's not 100% right now. Dominique Robinson with that high ankle sprain, I think he's probably going to miss at least another game. But hopefully they can get him back next week or at least the week after. Some good news, Roschon Johnson was limited with a back injury. He's missed the last couple of weeks. Cole Kmet limited in concussion protocol. That suggests that maybe he's already cleared the first hurdle. Could be a rare instance of when he exits with a concussion the week before and plays the next week. Doesn't happen often anymore, but sometimes it does. Would be nice if he was available. Kyle Monangai limited with an ankle. Had a lot of wear and tear in that game. I'm not overly concerned, but we'll keep an eye on that. DeAndre Swift limited with a groin. So I think giving him that week off has hopefully paid off here, as he's already been able to do something on Wednesday, whereas that had not been the case in prior weeks. And then Luther Burden full with his concussion. Maybe there's one final hurdle to clear, but sounds like he's good to go. And then one final news item, Eamon Ogbongbemiga, he's full as well. He has to be activated by tomorrow off short-term IR. Ryan Poles told the media today that they plan on doing that. So look for them to cut DeMarco Jackson or Carl Jones. That would be one of my guesses. The other option would be one of these players who popped up on the injury report. If there's a serious injury, they could place them on short-term IR, but not sure who that would be unless one of these injuries is more serious than we think. I would guess one of those other linebackers gets cut. So we'll see where that goes. But that is it for that. Ryan Poles also talked about the trade deadline and turning every stone and all that stuff. I'll probably save that for a video tomorrow. Should be back in the office then. But thought there was some interesting stuff in there from him, and why I think ultimately the Bears probably made the right decision by not over-investing at this trade deadline. You would have liked maybe to get a little bit higher caliber of player of Joe Tryon Shawinka, but if Jermaine Johnson's going to cost a second, can't really blame the Bears for that one. So that's going to do it for this episode of Chicago Bears Now. Again, if you would please support the channel by hitting that subscribe button, banging out a video for you guys from my house studio today. Should be back in office tomorrow, so live show as normal in the afternoon. Should have an episode up in the morning for you guys as well, so appreciate the love and support. My name is Harrison Graham. We will see you guys soon, and as always, bear down.